So here we are from our perspective on the planet. When we look out to see where the sun rides in the sky around us, it has moved on and it keeps on moving. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the wheel here, and we're in that second purple section there in the bottom right-hand corner. And we're in this area where the bottom trigram of all the hexagrams is broken solid, which is the symbol for mountain, Ken. And in the pagan festival world, we're in the midsummer sequence here in the northern hemisphere, midwinter sequence in the southern hemisphere. And we're going through these 8 gateways that all have this broken solid mountain base to them. And at this point in time, the sun has moved on and now into gateway number 56. And the 56 is the gate we call the Wanderer. And it's basically solid, broken, and on the top it's got solid, broken, solid, which is the symbol for fire. So fire on the mountain. So I don't know whether you ever watched the Lord of the Rings movies and The Return of the King, the last one, where one of the hobbits climbs up onto the signal fire and discreetly sets fire to it, sets fire to the signal fire. And the people on the mountain way off in the distance, they light their fire, and again to the next mountaintop and the next mountaintop. So they're relaying the fact that an urgent message is coming through, something that is going to change beliefs. It's going to change appreciations about life. So fire on the mountain, that's the 56. So kind of glamorous way of describing it, but the gate of the Wanderer is always looking for something that's stimulating, something that's new, something that's different. What's going on? And I very often tease people with the 56 gateway in their chart, in their human design chart, because, I can say, you could write a book about a trip to the supermarket. And it's literally like that. Everything along the way, like getting yourself together to go out of the house, get your shopping list together, go down the street, see what happens there, arrive at the place, go around the store. Like the 56 is always engaging in stimulating things, and it's rearranging its belief systems, constantly updating or seeking to believe, or seeing as believing, like seeing what it is that shows up that shifts the whole sense of belief. So here we have the sun in the 56, and the earth is opposite in gateway number 60, which is the gate of limitations. So limitations, we're grounded in limitation. What is possible in this human realm on the planet Earth? What's the grounding of it all? Are we stuck in limitations, or is it possible to grow and use any kind of limitation as a springboard into whatever else that wants to come about in our life? Can it be a launching pad in a sense, like out with the old and into the possible new? So on the unconscious side, we've got gateway, the sun, unconscious sun in gateway number 3, which is the gateway of innovation. And on the unconscious earth side, we got the gateway number 50, which is the gateway of values that serve the well-being of the community. The 50th gateway, the ding, the cooking pot, that basically symbolizes what are the enduring values that serve humanity. So anyone that's familiar with human design will know that the 60 and the 3 have a very particular connection. It looks like they're at a right angle here. They're very close to a right angle, what we would call a square in astrology. But the 360 makes up a channel, and it's the channel in the root center to the sacral center in the middle, part of the individual circuitry. And it's this channel of mutation, this channel of dramatic changes in life. So let's just say, for the time that we're entering into this life theme of the laws, which is what it's called, the personal life theme of the laws, we're in this situation where some radical changes can take place. And those of you that have this as your life theme, the life theme of the personal life theme of the laws, you will know every now and again something very dramatic changes. Literally, you can take a launch into something and end up into something completely where you're not expecting to be. So this particular life theme necessarily brings around changes in people's understandings. And those that have this particular life theme will know that from early days, they're looking at what it is society has set in place that is basically dysfunctional, what it is that doesn't endure, what it is that needs to get thrown out and something completely different brought in. And so along with changing lifestyles and changing appreciations about life, what also happens is you can move through many different friendships, many different interactions, constantly looking for what is it that's really going to do it for me? What's going to be the resolution? What are going to be the laws that really, really serve people, or the understandings of society that really serve? And so it's very possible for somebody with this life theme to be really, really clear who it is that's around them and how important those people are for them. They live a mutative lifetime. And a couple of people that have this as their life theme, Giselle Bundchen, this was the number one supermodel for many years, and also Robin Williams, this guy that would look at how society played things and somehow turn it around in a completely different way. And so the laws keeps us moving on. We're in a throat center gateway, the 56, this gateway of stimulation, this gateway of talking story. And people with this particular life theme, they have great stories to tell. And they're always looking for new adventures, new possibilities. What is it that can transform our belief systems, take us into a whole new appreciation of life, out with the old, into the new? So then the sun keeps on rolling and goes on to the fixed life theme of stimulation, also called the fixed life theme of beliefs. And now we've got a difference in the unconscious sun as it got into gateway number 27, and the unconscious earth in gateway number 28. So we have a very different picture here. We still got the sun in the 56, earth in the 60. But this whole arena of this 4-1 profile that kind of fixes the whole context of this 56 hexagram, 56 gateway, is it's aiming us towards stimulations that challenge our belief systems. So people with this particular life theme, they can be very dogged in, this is the only way I see it, this is my set belief in all of this. But they can also see, well, actually, there's room for some rearrangement here. There's room for things to be able, with the 27, like how do people get nourished? What it is that's really nourishing for them? Is it a good story? Is it a good adventure? Is it a good travel? So people with the 56, anyhow, love to travel, love to see what's around the next corner. And with this fixed fate life theme, they can be very particular on what it is they're looking for, how to establish what their beliefs really mean to them. Now, the 27 is all about nourishment. The 28 is the gateway, I see it's the gateway of celebration of life. We call it the game player in human design, but to me, wherever I see the 28, it's that opportunity to celebrate. So people with this particular fixed fate life theme can be very much underneath it all, celebrating the enhancement of beliefs and ideas and thought forms and possibilities in life, and potentially great storytellers. And then the sun moves on into the interpersonal life theme. And this is the interpersonal life theme where there's a lot of stimulation involved. And it's the life theme of distractions. So the whole thing for people with this particular life theme, are they the ones that are distracting everybody else, or are they the ones that are constantly distracted by whatever it is that's going on around them? And so people with this life theme, they have to find that balance in themselves. What is it that's really relevant for them at any particular time? And they have to be very clear about letting everybody else know. When we're talking about 5-1, 5-2, 6-2, and 6-3 profiles here, the interpersonal life themes. And people with these life themes, they have this potential to overview or to see what are the possibilities if we really stretch the 56 out, this wonder, this stimulation, this excitement about all the possible ways in which life expresses itself. If we really expand that, where does that take us? What does it offer us? Are there any limits to it? And so they have to be really, really clear in recognizing, am I living my life according to myself? Living to my own truth? Or am I just living according to the stimulation or the demand for me to be stimulating for everybody else, to be the distractor or the one that has all these great entertainments and ways of keeping everybody amused? So have to be very, very particular. Is this an inside job, or am I constantly being drawn outside to play this? And we'll see this in these days coming. A lot of crazy things going on in the world, as if there aren't already. But what are the things that really are important? Is it worth scrolling through Facebook for hours on end? What is that, just a mental thing, or is it something that's actually relevant and important and you're gaining knowledge and well-being from it? So a couple of people that have this particular life theme, Woody Harrelson and Jennifer Lopez. And you'll say about both these people, wow, great entertainers, but also very important for them to have a solid inner life, a quiet life as well, that it's not always just on the outside, keeping everybody else going. The 27 is about giving nourishment. The 28 is about celebrating life. The 56 is very much about the stimulation, altering belief systems by entering into new experiences and then talking story about them. And the 60 is really about being grounded in what are the limitations in life? What are the things that potentially hold us back? And how do we deal with them? How do we move on from them and go into different spaces? So these are all coming from the Book of Destinies. They're part of our trilogy in human design. And we have these three books. The book of the Human Design book, the original book in Human Design. And then we have the Book of Destinies, which I'm trying to bring up on the screen at the moment, but it won't let me. So we'll just say, there it is. This is what we have to play with this week. We'll be back again another time. Oh, there we are. There's the Book of Destinies. All 192 different life themes are in this Book of Destinies. So yours will be in there. It's basically the story of humanity and the various movements that take place for us throughout time. So there we are, gateway number 56, very stimulating, very exciting, very much in for adventure. And it's going to be an interesting few days while the sun is in this 56 for us.